Okay, part two. So they're still at the shop, and China is walking around. She's showing, oh, I had to move to the bathroom, y'all. So she's showing the shop to the guy. So obviously he must be a hairstylist or something. And he needs a private room. She has 2 private rooms in her shop. One is going to be for waxing, and then I guess the other one is going to be his. So she's showing him the 2 rooms, I guess, so he can pick which one he wants. And they get a good kiki when he tells them that he doesn't wax. He lasered his private area, which he called what did he say? Y'all, I don't know why I'm trying to read without these. I know dang well I can't see. He said his cat is bald. You have to wait till your mama bring your stuff. And then Ashton was like, ugh. You know, Ashton know he probably won't it. But anywho, China was pleased with the way, with the progress of, everything, but she just really wish everything could be expedited and, so she can get in there and make her shmoney. So she's like, yeah, you guys, I gotta go get glammed up for this dinner tonight. So she's gonna go see a glam squad and for this dinner with her mother tonight. Excuse me. And so when they were walking out, read my message. When they were walking out, where should I be looking at? Should I be looking at this red dot? Because every time I look, I don't think I'll be looking at y'all. But anyways, as they were walking out, they noticed that the neon sign, the SH, didn't light up. So they were teasing Ashton, like, oh, what happened, Ashton? What happened to your golden touch? So switch reels to the restaurant. They went to El Friana Cecina Italiana. Okay, we have one of those in out here. It's in New York, and Vegas. It's really good. I've been there. I've been to the one in Woodland Hills, the one that they're at. And all I kept thinking was when I seen that beautiful restaurant, I was just like, Lord, don't let them act the fool up in there in front of all those people. So, anywho, Black China pulls up in her Bentley with Ashton, and Ashton had on a t-shirt, some white shorts, and was carrying a book bag. So I don't know what where he thought they was going, but I think he probably should have dressed up at least for the camera. Oh, and the valet was $15. All right, and you got to tip him. That's $20 just to park your car to go eat. Yeah. And I keep wondering why. Why was he dressed like that? I was just like, why is he dressed like that? So, Confessional China just wants things to go smooth, and Confessional Tokyo wants things to work out and hopes something will come from her meeting. But then the next Confessional Tokyo, she wants a death match. Okay, Tony. So Tony walks in with her. China's already seated, and she's on her cell phone waiting for Tony. And Tony walks in. She had a cute little red jumpsuit on. I thought that was really cute. Had accent in her shape and everything. She greeted China with a kiss as if her sucker army's dick never happened. God, she never said that. So she sits down, they sit down, and they both of them staring down at the menu, you know, and then China just looks up and she's just like, it was so awkward because it was about a good 45 seconds worth of nothing. They just looking down and not even acknowledging each other. So China says she don't even know what to say. And Tony says, well, this is what I'm going to say. And so China's like, look, don't even, she's like, don't even go DC up in here. She's like, no. Tony's like, no, I just want you to hear me out. So she proceeds to tell her, or ask her, what's wrong? Didn't China tell you in the kitchen you were the problem? She's like, what's wrong? I just want to know the problem so I can fix it. You're the problem, Tony. You are the problem. Tony, you're the problem. Okay, let me hear you up. Then all of a sudden, all these crocodile tears come down, and then she's just like, I'm sorry, I was being frustrated. I wasn't thinking. I should have never did that. And you, my only daughter and king and queen, I only got 20 years left, and I don't want to be here looking stupid and dumb by myself and yada, 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 right? So China's just looking at her like, and then confessional China's like, I don't know what to believe. I don't know if she's putting on for the cameras or what, right? So Tony says she would never intentionally hurt her. She would never intentionally hurt her? Well, okay. Okay, so I'm like, what about the verbal abuse, the physical abuse, the emotional abuse, the psychological abuse that's going on, Tony? So confessional Tony says she don't know how to talk, that China don't know how to talk to her directly. You know, she don't know how to talk to her directly, and she acts like she don't even hear her. You know, when you look at somebody and you're looking at them like that, all you're doing in your mind is cussing them out. You just cussing them out and you're just looking at them, because that's what she was doing, basically, right? And so she just had this blank stare, and then she was saying, yeah, yeah, right. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, she hear you. She's just over you, Shalana, Tony, Tokyo. She's over you. Your daughter is over you, right? So the tears kind of threw China. You know, she didn't know. She was just like, she really, you know, never seen her act like this, especially in public. So she don't know if she bullshitting her or not. So she kind of, but the tears in public kind of calmed her down and brought the wall down. So she was basically open to hearing what she had to say. So basically, Tony was saying, "Oh, I'm not the businesswoman you want me to be, and I'm outside the box. You're in the box. You're not living in the real world, and you know, you got all these distractions, and, you know I shouldn't, you know, just yada, yada, yada." Excuse me. And China says, and she was like, you all in the social media, and that ain't the real world. And China's like, that's where I get my money, is from social media. That's how I get paid. You know, and I do live in the real world. I breathe the same air as everybody else breathe. You know, I'm in the real world, you know. So Tokyo is just like, she's telling China how she gives back, and she's writing a book, and I'm doing things. China's like, I'm doing things too. Basically, how she don't know she don't. Tokyo, you're on your daughter's show. You are on your daughter's show, Tony. Okay. Let me hear you up. Yada, 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 yada. So she started to flip right in front of the camera. You can see her just flipping, like crocodile tears to, oh, do you mind if I pour me some water? Well, aren't you supposed to ask first? All that old passive aggressive bullshit that you pulling Tony is some bullshit, okay? Say that shit. So China excuses herself once she sees the real shit coming out. And I'm gonna quote exactly what China says, okay? So China gets off, leaves, excuses herself from the table, and she said, oh, and I died because in my notes I had wrote them crocodile tears. So when China got up from the table, she said, she's venting to her staff, and she said, Tonio turned right back into typical Tony, okay? She turned right back into typical Tony, and 2 days later, China said, oh, she said, where is this? She said, what the fuck does one have to do with the other? This is all when she walked away from the table. She's talking to the staff. She said, okay, because Tony was saying, your staff don't like you. You mean to them. And she's like, oh. So she just excused herself. And so she said, what the fuck does one have to do with the other? Like, get out of here. Get out of my face with that bullshit and all that fake ass shit, man. I'm not with that. I don't give a fuck about that. The fuck out of here. Like all that fake crocodile tear shit. Let me hurry up. Switch wheels, China comes back to the table. And then China proceeds to say, she built a wall up, and she built that wall up because she was just trying to protect herself. And Tony's just like on her cell phone, just rude, okay? So China's just over it, right? And so she says in her confession, she said her mom is always, every time, just coming back with just being defensive. So let me hurry up. I'm going to skip a little bit. And I'm going to just get down to China in her confessional. She said she can't deal with Tokyo's ups and downs and her mood swings. Feels like she felt like she wasn't important enough for Tony to become that stable mother. She had so many husbands as her focus, and she never felt good enough. And China tried giving Tony an example, and defensive Tony showed back up. She was just like, that time I tried to go to school, and then you gonna put you a slut, you a hoe, you a bitch, fuck you, bitch. Put sticky notes on my door. She's like, but that's because you took the car away from me just like this time. So obviously taking this car the second time has sparked up some shit, right? I knew it was something more to that. But anyway, she was just like, I try to just go to school and, I paid for you. No, what'd she say? She said, well, who paid for you to go to school? As if to say that she paid for her to go to school. China was like, you ain't paid for me to go to school. She was like, I signed the papers. I ain't said I paid for you to go to school. I said I signed the papers. Show me where I said paid for you to go to school. It was just this, oh, God. Tony, get the fuck up out of here with your bullshit, okay? Tony was like, she got me fucked up. I'm ready to go. And then they shook hands, was like, okay, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? And then she was like, typical Tony. That's my 15 minutes, y'all. See you next week.